Welcome to the Foul Play YouTube channel. Today we're going to introduce a Powder Puff podcast. And we're going to discuss topics surrounding the Steve Avery case and Brandy Dassey case. It's a team of, it's a team of women, but not exclusive to women. We will have men on here occasionally and interview men and stuff like that. But this is going to be very casual, kind of a social gathering. Today I have with me, I have Zoe, Bibi, Lily, Neverly, and sometimes we're going to have people pop in and out of our conversation as well. We want to talk about some of the facts in the case. Like, we're going to do updates, I guess, is best that I can say. And you ladies are welcome to pipe in whenever you want to. Right now, some of what's going on is AAG Winter, that she filed to remove herself as co-counsel. And this is basically has to do with the current deadline of March 27th for a response. That will be one topic that we will be discussing today. Does anyone else have any information on that? Are there any more current updates? Is it still waiting to be approved?
Well, and they've named an interim, right? Interim person to replace him, and that's David Mass. MAAS, right?
Yep.
As opposed to MOSS.
Yeah. Oops. Yeah.
But as far as the filing online, there's nothing yet as to whether it was confirmed or not.
Right. I think that the one who said the interim one would be this David Mass guy or whatever. That was free government or open government, I think is where we had called to check that out.
And I'm wondering, though, and saying, that this is going on where she's actually removed herself, now what's that going to do to the deadline and who's running this, as far as the response goes, and what can we be anticipating, for the state to do the right thing? How is this going to go down when they have so much change like that just before? I'm just curious.
The timing is also curious of all of this because today is the 15th of March. The response is due on the 27th, so we are 12 days away. This happened a week ago or so. So it's very peculiar. It could be totally innocent and
have we seen a lot going on in social media with it? I mean, is there anyone really, really putting out there any more information on it? Or was it just the one, that one document that she actually filed and that was it?
As far as I know, there was a few days after that happened that they were just putting out that document that it has been filed. I think it has been approved. I could be very wrong, so don't quote me on that one. But what also is buzzing on the social media is the fact that Ken Kratz has removed his Twitter account and has gone silent. So there's lots of speculation. Why is that happening? Is it a gag order? Is he scared? In addition to this Winter's leaving, how will that impact the state's response on the 27th? The coronavirus. So there's a lot of talking about it.
And Foul Play is also on social media for, of course, the YouTube. You're on here now. We have Discord. We also have Facebook page, and that is Ma'am Foul Play Talk. And we're on Twitter. And the links will be available in the description for anyone that's interested in hopping around and looking to see what's the buzz on the social media concerning these cases.
And we also have the library, the website.
Yeah, yep,
Yeah, that's
yeah, that's right. Foul play.
foulplay.site.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful, really well organized.
Yes, and we can thank Spooky and Zoe for that. I'm really,
It's
really,
easy to
really happy with it.
navigate. Yes, documents are there, and it's for everybody to enjoy and help themselves.
Hi, Mass.
Hi, darling. All right.
How you doing?
Yeah,
We were
fine.
just talking about social media, and we were talking also about this last page that we had received on the filing for Winter, who removed herself as AAG,
Yeah.
and the anticipation of the March 27th deadline, for their answer, and what can we anticipate happening
What's that
now?
talking about? Is it?
Yeah.
So welcome to the recording, and what do you think about it?
We're not recording now, though, are we?
Yes, we
No,
are.
ma'am.
Yep. Hey, everyone.
Oh,
Mass is here.
sorry.
It's all right.
Hi,
No, it's
Matt.
fine.
Yes, this is how we're going to operate, and I just want for everyone to be comfortable enough for everyone to just pop in
Like a
when
normal
they.
day on Discord, huh?
Yep, yep. This is kind of how our Discord operates, and I just want this to be a little bit of an example of how that goes down, and we're going to be socializing here. And I found out, Neverly, that
Yes.
you also would like to revisit something that Zellner had once posted, a challenge.
Oh, yes. It's the Stephen Avery Proof of Guilty challenge that you posted a couple of years ago online on social media through Twitter. I think that's how I got it. Of course, it got onto Reddit on both Guilter and Truther sides. And she offered this challenge for a reward for $10,000. She had 100 questions, and she wanted to challenge anybody to disprove her findings and um, her findings. So basically, anybody can participate in this challenge, but it's not so much for me, the $10,000 or the guilters or truthers. I think that enough time has passed since she posted this that I wanted to see what has changed, what has been debunked, and if any.
That would be really
So,
interesting, and we'll probably just do a podcast on going through that and just see kind of where things have come since it originally was posted, because I was looking at it. It was pretty interesting. It was
it
really
is.
interesting. And it'll give us
And
something else to do as we wait, because we do a lot of waiting in these cases.
yes, yes. And this case has just went gone viral. There's all these YouTube channels, there's Reddit groups, there's Discord. I think that all of us on Discord, just on Foul Play, more than enjoy all of this. We are really a huge community when you think about it, from people from all over the world, and we zoom on all these topics. And the more we dig in, the more focus is placed on even details. As Kathleen Zellner said, the devil is in the details.
Oh,
I like
yeah.
the 100 questions challenge. It's just like a review, basically, of the whole case of what she presented. And we have to agree that she knows what she's talking about.
Hey, I want to
Well,
try to talk about some of the YouTubers that are coming up that are basically getting more information out there. More is being done by them to kind of work out details in all of this, like Andrew Whitehead and McGilla and on Ericosi. So, who all are you paying attention to? What are you seeing out there?
I like Magilla's presentations. And what I like about him is that I realize that he is a serious person, he is a serious researcher. He digs really, really deeply into the case, and he's unstoppable.
Is he
I
having a
didn't,
lot of detail on the dogs too?
yes, he does. He does. And in a good couple of Sundays ago, could have been just even last Sunday, he explained how he got to research the dogs and what he had to go through in order to better understand and claim his theory that Ryan did it and why. So it's not just, he didn't just go by the reports that was provided to us by the canine handlers of Loof and Brutus. There's like five other dogs, but he didn't stop there. He actually went deeper into it and to, as I said, to understand why cadaver dogs are good at what they do, what they detect, and also the scent dogs. A huge difference. And there's some information that's really amazing, how what stays in the air, what stays in the ground, whether it's the scent, the live scent, or the decomposing body, flesh,
Oh
whatever
yeah,
it's the,
because there was
yeah.
cadaver
Tissue,
dogs
yeah.
Hmm.
and there was scent
Hmm.
dogs. What do you think about it, BB?
Well, I think McGill is a really nice guy. I've spoke to him on our Discord before because he's there. Um, and I think he has put a lot of time and effort into this. I mean, he's really fleshed out his theory very well.
I
And
like
what I
it.
And I've
like
learned a
about
lot about
him,
exactly how much somebody can pick up someone else's scent and carry it with them.
Oh yeah.
Well, look at your dogs tell you all the time, and your cats when you come home from somebody else's house who has pets or whatever. They're like all over your shoes smelling them,
Oh
you
yeah.
there's
know?
dogs that could detect cancer. We know that.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
And
a pack of wolves will not eat a part of an animal that has cancer. So it's like they have pancreas cancer. The pancreas gets left behind. The wolves won't eat it. They know it's no good.
but these are just some of the information we want to share here for people to understand that in these cases it's not always really fast paced. It's not always there's a lot of waiting, and people tend to get a little antsy and nitpicky and sometimes end up in little fights and things like that. And I think while we're waiting, if we could just refocus, and start paying attention to some of the people that are coming out on all these different platforms, and try to take deep breath and regain our focus. We all have the same goal, and that is to free these men. They're basically being held captive now, from what I could see from the evidence we've gone through. But there's always lots of waiting. So I just want to kind of reiterate, sit back when you're about to get to that point and you think you're going to rip somebody's face off. Sit back, take a few deep breaths, and regroup. And remember, we all have the same goal in mind. And if we're tearing each other apart, we're not ever going to get there. We will crash and burn. And it's better just to sit back, take a deep breath, refocus, and remember what your goal is, because I think everyone here can relate to when you have truths and beliefs, like faith in something, and you believe in something, do you know that is considered an emotion? So checking your emotions at the door doesn't always work. That's not how we function as human beings. But it's a good time to remember you can sit back, take a few deep breaths, and regroup. But for the most part here, I think it's really important that people understand when we do this podcast, we may stir the pot a little bit. We may have a little bit of a gossip or a speculation come up, and we may have conversations based on those. So I just want to say we're not going to be able to put our emotions in check and leave them at the door. It just doesn't work that way. That's not how human beings function. So just try to use any of your negative energy and refocus it for your common goal instead of ripping each other apart. And when I say that, I want to mention Neverly brought up a post that she saw that was inspiring. Neverly, would you like to?
Yes, yes. Um, I am following TTM on Reddit. However, there's couple other groups that I'm also that I have also joined, and one of them is called the Humans Being Bros, which is basically just wholesome posts. There's no agenda. It was just brings up the best out of humans that somebody noticed, captured, and wanted to share. So last night I found one that has to do something with coronavirus. And what you said, Sammy, thank you very much for bringing that up about human emotions and how we can not just turn them off and on as we please, that we should take a deep breath and realize that we are humans, we have emotions, and we are humans. There's a whole world, 7 billion of people out there, and if we come together, we can do magic. We can move mountains. So this particular post that I'm talking about is regarding coronavirus. And the person said that Spain has been hit with 6,000 cases, with Madrid having half of them. Our health workers are working long hours to keep our elderly safe, and the worst is yet to come. A movement was called on social media to applaud these bros at 10 p.m. This was the result. And if you click on that link, which will be provided in our description, you can see the city lights of Madrid. It's 10 p.m., so it's night. It's pretty empty and quiet. And all of a sudden, this applaud erupts from all the people, the citizens of Madrid. And last night, I really got goosebumps all over. And as I'm talking about this right now, this minute, I got goosebumps
Me
all over
too.
again.
I did too.
Yes. It's
Yeah.
really unbelievable when people decide to come together, what can happen. This is just a speck in the sea of possibilities, what we can do when we unite.
So,
Well said.
Lily, you and BB been sitting back listening. What do you think? Um,
I think this is a great idea because we're going to, mix the facts and, what we're feeling and thinking about the case, because you just can't get away from that. You just,
we can't.
like you said, that makes you human. So,
Have you
and
seen
if
anything this week that really, really got your mind spinning?
not so far, it's kind of been, the norm. But that doesn't mean that tomorrow something isn't going to pop up and get everybody in a titter.
Well, there's more excitement coming out of Linda Kay and One Strand, and we have lots of.
That's right. Yeah, they're going to start doing podcasts,
Yeah.
which will be good. A lot. I know that One Strand is really about facts and lining everything up, so that'll be interesting to listen to. Yep.
And Linda is
Well, and I
Linda Kay
believe
Listening.
when this airs Tuesday, theirs will have already aired
Yeah.
earlier. Yes.
Yeah. But I think it was something she wanted to continue to have, and on a weekly. And her YouTube is Linda Kay Listening, and I just wanted to throw that out there. But I just love all the people that I'm surrounded with in Discord, and wanted to invite everybody over there again. And all of these people are there on Discord, and we have lots of interesting conversations about this case. And you get to talk to Lily and Zoe and BB and Neverly, and lots of other people. But
And yourself.
yeah, I try to make it in there as often as I could possibly be in there. But I really
I
like
really
I like the idea with the Gilders challenge too. That's really going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's just an overview basically, and I'm sure there's going to be aggravating situations while reading, and also some ridiculous what the Gilkers are saying,
Oh yeah.
whatnot. However, with this whole truther and guilter side and whatnot, people have agendas, and it's sad. We should all have one, which is the truth, and no matter what it is. And I feel that majority of the people feel that way. It's not so much Stephen and Brandon in this situation. Yes, it's those two particular individuals, and also Teresa. We just want to find out the truth.
Yep.
What happened, how it happened, and then just help people out, because I firmly believe, sadly, that it could happen to any of us.
Well, we're doing all that we can, as far as when we work on these cases, we're doing all that we can for everyone to have their hands on all of the evidence available, the documents, videos, anything that we come across. But, what I'm going to ask is, as people are listening to this, you go in the comment section and tell us what's on your mind. Leave a comment and let us know, because we'll be more than willing to address things in any of our podcasts and make sure that we have some interaction. But my question to the listeners would be, how far does this corruption go? And how long will it continue? How long will it be allowed to continue? That's my question in all of this. Truly, that's what I'm seeing in all of the research we've been doing and all of the stuff we're coming across. A lot of things don't line up. When you have queso out there and then you receive documents and reports of things that don't even line up with that, it just
That's a
makes
good point, Sammy.
Yeah.
How was this allowed to happen?
Yep.
Boy, yeah.
Yeah.
How? And how do they sleep at night knowing that? Yeah.
On expensive high thread count sheets and extra soft pillow top mattresses with very expensive pillows.
Very
And they
comfortable.
sleep like babies. Yeah. That's what I truly believe.
Me too.
And
I
as
don't
far
think
as
they
me
toss
this
and
week,
turn like we are. Yeah.
and as far as me this week, I'm full of nothing but toilet paper memes.
Well, we can address that and speak to this, the virus, if you would like.
Oh, no. I'm all about the toilet paper memes. Yeah.
Well, it was so easy for people to either get into a panic or be on the other end laughing it off. And my advice would be just stay safe, stay clean, and if they're
Wash
giving,
your hands.
yeah,
Wash your hands.
soap
Quit
and
hoarding
water,
toilet paper.
yeah,
Yeah.
and don't
Be a
panic.
decent human being.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, be a bro. Wash your hands and don't sneeze into your hand,
Yeah.
as we were taught. Now it's you sneeze in your elbow, stay away from large gatherings. And kids are out of school in most of the places, at least in California. Most of the schools are closed for the next 3 weeks. It will be interesting. I actually feel really badly for the little kids. They're at home instead of being at home because the parents are working. What are they going to do with them?
Right.
Yeah.
Daycares are closed.
I've seen a lot of grandmas and grandpas who are retired going through
Having
the
to
store
step in.
shopping for food for the little ones, with the
I
kids.
love that. I love that.
Some good
I
stuff
love
is
to.
coming from it in a
Yes,
way. I mean,
yes.
I can see where people might look at me and go, "What the heck are you talking about?" But there are some, when you're in a situation like this and you're seeing stuff go down, instead of panicking, instead of getting upset, stop and look at the upside. There's always a bright side.
I think so too, Sammy. I think so too.
Well, I've got enough water and toilet paper. I'm good. If they tell me I have to lock my doors for 3 weeks and not leave, I'm good. And that's the best that I can do.
Yeah. I went
So
to the store last night and yeah, like
shelves are
aisles and
wiped
aisles were
out.
empty.
I know.
Totally.
Well, we went to the store today because it did dawn on me I didn't really stock up on dog food for the dog enough. So I just got a few extra dog food items. And one lady walked by and said this was so ridiculous. They're out of dish soaping, dishwashing detergent. And I was like, oh my gosh, that poor lady, because, she's all I want to do is do my dishes.
Yeah.
Anyways, I mean, it was just craziness. But I wanted to pose my question. I think every podcast, I would like to have a question out there that I'm going to give to the listeners, because people sometimes in this case, we get caught up in the one little detail that we're stuck on trying to research to find out something. And so I want to ask questions every once in a while and have people to think, to just step back, take a breath and think, some of the other aspects of all of this. In the vision, what is the vision for this case, with Stephen Avery, and what that looks like in any case that you're in. Uncover your zone of genius and allow your brain to think with your emotion intact, because you're going to need it. But that was one of my biggest things about doing this podcast. And I also want to put this out there. It's a little motto that I live by, and it was by Muhammad Ali. And he said, don't count the days. Make the days count. And that's really important to think about. You can flip your thinking in a way that can benefit you to help propel this forward, because we're all working towards the same goal. So are there any last words? Anyone would like to say anything here before we end today's podcast?
Well, I would
No,
like you to thank you for your idea and your initiative and bringing up that emotion, which is nowadays as you said, we're taught and we're told, leave it at the door and let's just deal with this. Nothing, just business. We need to take care of stuff, and that's how it is. And unfortunately, I think that we're also raising kids like that globally. I or particular person, but globally they're also teaching the kids as well, because they can't cry, they can't express their emotions get suppressed. Well, in this case, I also think that emotions get suppressed because we are talking about so much about facts. Of course, facts are so important. That's the only way that they can that Stephen Avery and Brenda Dancy have a chance to get out. However, what's happening to all of us and to the families of these two individuals and even the Holbachs, how we all said, well, they show no emotion. So there you go. That's the contrast of what you are talking about and what we're seeing with them. Not that I'm picking on them, don't get me wrong. I'm just taking it as an example of what I believe you're trying to convey and put it out there, that we can talk about that side as well.
Yes.
Also, I don't think we all take into consideration or remember this really, yes, it's about Stephen and Brandon, this particular case, but there are tens of thousands wrongfully convicted people.
Exactly.
So we're not fighting just for Stephen and Brandon. We're kind of fighting for all of them.
Yep.
Yes.
That's right. Well, that's true. You have to stop and think, if this came to our attention this way, how many more are out there that have not even had a chance to get their story out for someone to look at this like under a microscope? You're right.
And I think that Laura Riccardi and Moira Dimas have, despite the fact that they have gotten so many awards and accolades and acknowledgments about this case, I don't think that they got enough. We would never have found out about this case, about one Stephen Avery, a bumpkin from a junkyard, and his 16-year-old nephew who got swooped into all of this for life. We would never have found out.
No,
And I think, yeah,
I would have
I
never,
want
ever had a clue.
yeah,
And
I
And
know.
Manitowoc?
look how it's brought all of us together.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking
We wouldn't
about.
even
People
know each
coming
other
together.
if it wasn't for
No,
this.
Yeah.
We're all over the country and the world, so
Oh,
you know.
yes. This is, I mean, a gathering of people from all around the world. People that care, that want to know about this stuff, that want to dig in, that want to help expose the injustice.
and that one day I would like to bring the demographics out of our group, and not just Discord, but somehow to get a movement of people just to comment somewhere on some channel where they're from. And it would be amazing to see how this world that's humongous have come down to
I think
put together.
I think at the second rally, maybe it was the first, but I think at the second rally, they had something similar to that where
Hmm.
they had like everybody send in a postcard from where they're from or something
Hmm.
and put them all together in a roll, like I want to say, or like a quilt maybe, like out of all these postcards.
I think
Oh, a
that's,
quilt. Yeah, I heard about that.
yes.
I did. I heard about that.
Yeah.
And we have Eric Cozy is going to be doing Mammothon coming up.
That's a later part of April.
Yep. So that's going to be something to come. So look up Eric Cozy on YouTube, because he's
I
going to
believe
be
it's like April 25th and 20th.
I think from the 24th to the 27th.
okay. That's a really important, if you're really into all of this and true crime and the wrongful convictions, there's Innocence Project that work with these men and women to get them, to have their cases seen and heard again and to try and get them some justice. And it doesn't even end there. There's a whole lot going on where true crime is concerned, and what we're looking into is a lot of the wrongfully convicted individuals out there. And of course, like Neverly and BB and Lily said, if there's these two guys out there, how many more are out there that have yet to be broken into and split wide open? And we just need to kind of keep our focus on we have the same goal. So don't count the days, make the days count. And I want to tell you guys, thank you so very much for coming and being a part of this podcast with me. And you have a wonderful day. This has been a Foul Play production.